In the secretive world of the Hells Angels, rumors of a disturbing and controversial rule regarding sex have caused a great deal of concern in society. Protected by a strong code of secrecy, this supposed order reveals the hidden side of the infamous biker gang, leaving many curious about the disturbing reality. Does the supposed sex rule provide insight into the confidential practices and traditions within the Hells Angels organization? A covert operative who had successfully joined the notorious biker gang known as the Hells Angels disclosed the club's stringent rules concerning romantic involvements. Jay Dobbins, who is currently 61 years old, went undercover to investigate the Hells Angels for a continuous period of 2 years, from 2001 to 2003, with the intention of revealing the unlawful activities of this notorious gang. He began to assume the identity of a person named Jay Davis or Jaybird. He received an invitation to join the group and decided to trick them by pretending to have conflicting roles, acting as both someone who sells guns and someone who collects debts. Finally, he arrived at the branch located in Mesa, Arizona. He rapidly discovered that there were no special cases or justifications when it came to the stringent regulations that all members were required to adhere to regarding participating in romantic relationships with female members of the group. He shared sensitive information in a video interview with Insider, stating, "There is a ranking system among the women in the group. Some of the older women in the group are quite unique as they are either spouses or partners of the members, and you are not permitted to engage in flirtatious behavior with them. If you are caught showering romantic interest in someone who is already in a committed relationship, you will be required to pay a substantial sum of money." Dobbins made it crystal clear that there was no skin off his nose if motorcyclists had a roll in the hay with the same lady more than once, and that the bikers were as free as a bird to sleep around with whomever they pleased. He went on to explain that ladies were often passed from one member to another like a hot potato. How disgusting! But let us tell you that that's not all of it. Stay tuned to get more insider information. After a deadly showdown between the Hells Angels and their arch-rivals, the Mongols Motorcycle Club, Operation Black Biscuit was set in motion, and Dobbin went undercover as a wolf in sheep's clothing to gather intel on the gang. Dobbin's infiltration of the Hells Angels was investigated because of the group's association with violent criminal operations. During the investigation, it was discovered that Dobbin had faked drug transactions and staged the murder of an opposing gang member using blood and guts purchased from the butcher shop. Dobbins revealed that during his time in the Hells Angels inner circle, he was made aware of stricter regulations regarding how members interacted with one another, with severe consequences for violators. Dobbins claims that he betrayed his family by prioritizing the undercover investigation over protecting his loved ones, but he has continued to talk about the operation even after retiring. Apparently, he is not the only person to have tried to investigate the Hells Angels. Another, even more interesting investigation was conducted as a result of Joshua O'Brien, and let's just say that things did not end well for him. Detectives quote O'Brien as saying, "If you want love and thugs, go to the Rocky Mountain chapter. If you want guns and drugs, go to the Denver chapter." The Hells Angels legal team claimed the prosecution's case relied on the evidence of a man who was wanted for drug possession, auto theft, and failing to appear in court at the time of the hearing. O'Brien reportedly confessed to police that he had once abandoned his family for the Hells Angels. The arrest complaint cites a Hells Angels rule that stipulates its members are forbidden from helping the police in any way as justification for the arrest. On the evening of June 28, 2019, O'Brien assumed that everyone else was as terrified as he was. His story to the police was that he was attacked by Hells Angels at a haunted stash house and had to escape after being fired at and stabbed. Within the mysterious world of the Hells Angels, the puzzling sex rule remains a perplexing presence, raising numerous uncertainty. The Hells Angels, renowned for their notorious reputation, have often been associated with criminal activities and lawlessness. While it's true that certain members have been involved in serious offenses like drug trafficking, assault, and even murder, it would be unfair to label the entire group solely based on these actions. In reality, the Hells Angels encompass a complex tapestry of individuals, many of whom can also be seen as formidable warriors. However, if anyone wants to join the group, they have to follow some of the most brutal, mandatory rules to become a Hells Angels member. Breaking these fundamental tenets carries dire consequences, ranging from expulsion, forcing individuals to abandon everything they know, to even more tragic outcomes where lives are lost. Now, let's see, what are these rules? 1. You have to be voted into the group. Becoming a member of the Hells Angels is no easy feat. Before earning the prestigious title, individuals are referred to as prospects. These prospects undergo a period of initiation where they run errands and prove their loyalty, all in hopes of being voted into the group. It's a rigorous process that can span years, testing both commitment and dedication. Once accepted, however, membership is for life, binding them to the Brotherhood forever. 2. Their vests are treated as sacred. The iconic Hells Angels vest holds deep significance within the club. When a prospect earns full membership, they receive a vest adorned with the infamous logo and their name on the back. The vest is not just a piece of clothing, it's a symbol of honor and integrity. In times of trouble, when a member is arrested, they entrust their vest to a fellow brother, safeguarding it from the taint of jail. Even during emergency medical procedures, every effort is made to protect the vest from any damage, ensuring its sanctity remains intact. 3. They have a dress code. Have you ever wondered how the Hells Angels maintain a distinct image and identity? Well, one key aspect is their dress code. While some chapters have strict rules against wearing shorts, regardless of the scorching heat, others allow blue jeans and camouflage patterns. These color and design codes not only showcase individuality, but also serve as markers to distinguish members based on their respective charters. 4. There's an order that they ride in. When it comes to hitting the road, the Hells Angels follow a specific order. The road captain and charter president take the lead, guiding the group through their journey. Following them, the bikers align themselves based on seniority and rank. Seasoned members occupy positions closer to the front, while newer members follow suit. Finally, the prospects bring up the rear, symbolizing their status within the club. 5. They can't work for a prison. Given the Hells Angels' tumultuous relationship with law enforcement, there are strict rules regarding members' occupations. While in the club, they are prohibited from working in prisons as well as holding positions as police officers. This restriction is rooted in the group's commitment to personal freedom and their insistence on operating by their own rules. Prison guards and law enforcement officers find themselves incompatible with the core principles and values upheld by the Hells Angels. 6. You can't share information about fellow members. Within the tight-knit brotherhood of the Hells Angels, loyalty is of paramount importance. Members are bound by an unspoken code that prohibits them from sharing any information about their fellow brothers. Any betrayal of this trust, such as ratting out a fellow member, carries severe consequences, often leading to expulsion from the club. The Hells Angels make it abundantly clear that questions about their members, even if they are missing, will not be answered. 7. Once a Hells Angel, always a Hells Angel. Joining the ranks of the Hells Angels is a lifelong commitment. Once you become an official member, there is no turning back. Retirement is unheard of within the club, and the only way to leave is by being forcibly expelled for breaking the rules. The charter becomes more than just an organization, it becomes a second family. When a member passes away, the entire brotherhood unites, honoring the memory of their fallen brother, forever cherishing the bond they shared. 8. No talking to the media. Secrecy and discretion are woven into the fabric of the Hells Angels' existence. Consequently, members are strictly prohibited from engaging with the media. Their activities and affairs remain shrouded in mystery, allowing the Brotherhood to operate discreetly away from prying eyes. By maintaining a code of silence, the Hells Angels safeguard their traditions, rituals, and internal affairs from public scrutiny. 9. Harleys only. The Hells Angels have a long-standing tradition. To be a member, you must ride a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. This requirement holds immense value within the club as it signifies a shared identity and a connection to their roots. Riding exclusively on Harleys is a testament to their commitment to the Hells Angels Brotherhood, reinforcing their distinct identity and unwavering pride. 10. They ride thousands of miles a year together. The Hells Angels' love for motorcycles is the unifying force that binds them together. Their website proudly states that they collectively ride approximately 12,000 miles each year. Through countless hours spent on the open road, the Hells Angels forge bonds that surpass mere camaraderie. Their shared passion and unrelenting spirit fuel their journeys, making the miles covered a testament to their unbreakable brotherhood. 11. Show up to club events. Showing up to club events is a fundamental expectation for Hells Angels members. Attendance is not taken lightly, as it serves as a measure of commitment and respect. Members who consistently miss meetings and hangouts convey a lack of understanding and appreciation for the club's values. Such individuals are seen as disrespectful and are unlikely to progress beyond the initial hanging around phase of recruitment. Dedication to attending club events is a vital component of being a true Hells Angel. The Hells Angels form a tight-knit brotherhood with strict rules. Their initiation process, loyalty, and shared experiences create an unbreakable bond as they ride together on the open road. What comes to your mind when I say woman? Maybe a sweet, beautiful, or humble figure. But in today's video, we're going to introduce you to such women who have been the most dangerous ones in the history of the Hells Angels. Let's dig deeper and find out what horrifying crimes have they committed. Starting off our countdown, number 7 on the list is Rosie Ramirez. Ramirez's tale exemplifies her bravado and unrestrained violence. Her fiery demeanor and courage were well known in the rough world of outlaw motorcycle organizations originating in Arizona. Being reared in a rough environment, Rosie's fearlessness distinguished her as one of the most formidable individuals in Hells Angels history. She was also recognized early on by her unwavering spirit and determination to give in. She found comfort on a bike's back, capturing the tensions of the Hells Angels by expressing an untamed, raw energy. Rosie's journey with the club was everything but simple. She had to overcome the largely male environment and establish her value by pushing herself forward with perseverance and determination. Rival gang members frequently felt the full brunt of Rosie's anger, and her bold riding style and biking prowess made her a force to be reckoned with, leaving law enforcement in her wake. Her bold maneuver changed the course of the battle and helped the Hells Angels surprise everyone by winning. However, Rosie's aggressive temperament and volatile temper were a double-edged blade that both gained her admiration and fear. She became one of the most sought-after girls as a result of numerous interactions caused by enforcement. Rosie was confronted by Angels members, but she remained unrepentant and unconvinced, refusing to submit to the authorities. The next one on the list is Lena Lethal Lawson. Lena, who is from the harsh Alaskan environments, became a well-known character in the outlaw biker scene thanks to her abilities, accuracy, and lethal acts. Lena, who joined the Hells Angels at a young age, had a natural aptitude for mechanical engineering and was superior to her colleagues in her abilities to disassemble and rebuild engines. However, her mechanical prowess gained her recognition and made her a well-known character within the club. Beyond her technical prowess, she showed how effective she was in fending off threats. When the situation called for it, Lena used her measured and exact approach to conflicts rather than seeking out needless turmoil or violence. As a result, she became an unstoppable force. Despite her amazing powers, Lena's ability to avoid ambushes and turn the tables on other gangs proved her skill and left her enemies defeated. Lena's life wasn't without controversy. Because of her deadly effectiveness, she became a top target for law authorities, which resulted in ongoing surveillance and investigation. Lena was evasive though, so she could always keep one step ahead of the law. Lena Lethal Lawson was an invaluable member of the Hells Angels because she operated on the edge of morality, making it difficult for law enforcement to apprehend her. Moving on to number 5 on the list is Daisy Donovan. Donovan was a woman who epitomizes the virtue of courage. Daisy was no stranger to risk, and she had a thrill-seeking mentality that drove her to seek out difficulties. She eventually joined the Hells Angels as a result of this, a group renowned for its love of freedom and contempt for danger. Daisy joined the Hells Angels after performing a risky deed when a rival gang stole a valuable motorcycle. Daisy took it upon herself to do it for the club. Her bold deed earned her the moniker Death Wish and cemented her standing. Daisy's reputation for daring deeds among the Hells Angels increased as she became one of the group. She was well known for her rash courage. She was a significant asset to the club, gladly taking on responsibilities that others thought were too risky, being composed under pressure and not backing down from any challenge. Daisy, however, frequently found herself at odds with the law because of her daring spirit. Despite having several run-ins with the law, Daisy avoided being caught in the act and relied on her wits and fast thinking to get herself out time and time again. One of Daisy's most famous feats was a high-speed pursuit by law enforcement on the motorcycle she was riding. Daisy expertly avoided capture by pulling off a series of spectacular maneuvers that left the pursuing officers in her trail. Stepping on to number 4 is Firebrand Fiona. Growing up in Chicago, Fiona Firebrand Fitzpatrick, a female Hells Angels 7, stood out among the group as a woman of ferocious passion and unwavering drive. Her rebellious nature and love of motorcycles led her to the Hells Angels, where she soon established herself. She was a natural maverick who refused to accept the current quo. Fiona gained the moniker Firebrand for her ferocious rants and appeals for disobedience against social conventions. She also became the Hells Angels spokesperson and rallying cry, encouraging her fellow club members with her passionate words. Her influence extended beyond only her remarks. She was a lady of action when she was alone herself and frequently took the lead in conflicts with opposing gangs. Significant misdeeds happened during a citywide action against motorbike gangs. She planned rallies against the crackdown against the Hells Angels because she would not be intimidated. However, the intensity and defiance of these demonstrations sent a strong message to the government that the Hells Angels would not back down. Fiona was frequently targeted by law enforcement due to her rebellious character. Despite being in their sights, she persisted in her mission. Coming in at number 3 is Tara Tornado Thompson. Tornado Thompson was distinctive. The Hells Angels welcomed Tara's temperamental disposition and her inability to back down from a confrontation, which drove her to join the group. She rapidly made friends with other members of the club thanks to the organization's acceptance of her stormy personality. Tara had a forceful presence due to her direct demeanor and knack for inspiring her fellow Angels. Because of her erratic behavior, Tara is known as the Tornado, a suitable illustration of the chaos whirlwind she frequently brought on with her. She was unwavering in her commitment during a tense argument with a rival gang in one of her most illustrious feats. In this battle, Tara rallied the Hells Angels and led a furious assault on the rival squad, earning her club a resounding victory. Due to her aggressive personality, Tara was frequently targeted by law enforcement. She was constantly being watched. Tara, though, always managed to remain one step ahead. She used her erratic personality to scatter and confuse her pursuers in the Hells Angels world. Thompson was a powerhouse who insisted on respect for her combative nature. She quickly became one of the most revered and feared people in the world of outlaw motorcycles due to her leadership skills and capacity to unite her fellow Angels. Moving on to number 2 in the list is Nightmare Nina. Nicholson Nightmare Nina Nicholson stood out as a person who instilled a mixture of respect and fear in the dark corners of New Orleans. Nina joined the Hells Angels because of her tough background, which sharpened her survival instincts and strategic thinking skills. She also joined because of her love of motorcycles, where she excelled right away. Nina's strategic insight developed into a useful resource for the club, enabling them to give them an advantage in conflicts. Her merciless strategies with competing gangs had her enemies cower in fear, garnering her the moniker Nightmare. She was a formidable opponent with the capacity to make every confrontation a nightmare. One of Nina's most illustrious feats involved a difficult turf war with a rival gang. Through her tactical foresight and execution, she outwitted the opposition group and secured a crucial victory for the Hells Angels. This accomplishment further cemented her reputation as a tactical genius within the outlaw motorcycle community. Nina's brutal methods frequently made her a target for the police. She continued to be closely watched by several agencies, and everything she did was carefully observed. Despite the strain, Nina consistently avoided getting caught by the law. Nina Nightmare Nicholson was more than just a member of the Hells Angels. She was a tactical expert who inspired both fear and respect in equal measure. In the top spot comes Brenda Breakneck Brooks. Born and reared in warm California, Brenda "Breakneck" Brooks was a legendary figure known for her unparalleled speed and agility on a motorbike. Brenda had a natural interest for motorcycles from a young age. Brenda joined the Hells Angels because of her outstanding skill with speed and accuracy on a bike. She rapidly distinguished herself as a star member of the group. She used her outstanding skills to outrun and outmaneuver her opponents in high-speed encounters with rival gangs. Her speed and agility on a motorbike were unrivaled. Because of her remarkable speed, she was given the moniker Breakneck, which is a testament to her mastery of riding at breakneck speeds. A small number of female Hells Angels have broken away from the stereotypes of motorcycle culture, revealing a world of strong mystery and frightening night. Are you interested in knowing who these mysterious people are who inspire both dread and awe? Then let's dive into the secret tales of these fascinating ladies and discover a world where defiance and determination coexist, and devotion has no limits. Starting off, Rosie Ramirez is number 5 on the list. Rosie was a significant character in Hells Angels history due to her audacity and rough background. Her tenacity and will to never give up were also obvious at first glance. She felt at peace when she was riding on the back of a motorcycle and embodying the fierce, unbridled spirit of the Hells Angels. Rosie had a difficult time at the club because she felt pressure to perform at a higher level than she was comfortable with in a primarily male environment. Rosie's arrogant riding style and skilled riding at the same time left a trail of law enforcement in her wake, yet her animosity was reserved largely for members of other gangs. Her risky action shifted the momentum of the fight and eventually resulted in an unexpected win for the Hells Angels. Rosie's reputation for violence and quick temper gained her both admiration and fear. Having many confrontations with police enforcement, she swiftly became one of the most sought-after ladies. Rosie was approached by the Angels, but she refused to apologize or modify her attitude. Instead, she persisted in resisting arrest. Who is a famous rider known for her quick reflexes and deft bike handling to set off on a voyage that has been fueled by her undying love of motorbikes since she was a little girl? We will let you know about this figure soon, but before that, Nina Nicholson is now at the 4th spot. The Nicholson phobia. Nina Nicholson, a shadowy character in New Orleans, was admired and feared in equal measure. Nina joined the Hells Angels because her tough childhood made her fiercely independent and gave her a keen sense of self-preservation and strategic thinking. She also wanted to help others, so she joined the motorcycle squad, and she fit right in. Over time, Nina's strategic mind became a valuable club asset, giving them the upper hand in battle. The term nightmare was given to her because of the ruthless way she dealt with other gangs. She was a very dangerous adversary. Brenda "Breakneck" Brooks is listed as number 3. Coming to our legendary motorcyclist Brenda "Breakneck" Brooks, who was known for her lightning-fast reflexes and nimble handling of the bike, she has always called sunny California home. Motorcycles have always had a special allure for Brenda, even from a young age. The Hells Angels asked Brenda to join their gang since she was so fast and skilled on a motorcycle. She rapidly established herself as a major player in the ensemble and a show-stopping talent in her own right. During intense gunfights between competing gangs, she was able to outrun and outmaneuver her opponents because of her extraordinary abilities. Nobody could match her speed and agility on a motorcycle. Because of her astounding pace, she earned the nickname Breakneck, which serves as a testament to her riding prowess. Fiona Firebrand is our number 2 pick. As a young woman in Chicago, Hells Angels member Fiona Firebrand stood out from the crowd thanks to her boundless zeal and dogged determination. The Hells Angels motorcycle gang welcomed her into their ranks after she impressed them with her independence and her love of motorcycles. She was the kind of person who would always question the status quo and never settle for it. Fiona was given the moniker Firebrand because of her outspoken criticism of social conventions and encouragement of others to defy authority. She became the motorbike club's fiery spokesperson, utilizing her oratory skills to rally and encourage her fellow club members. Her words were not the only thing that had weight. Even when she was by herself, she led with confidence and often took the initiative in conflicts between rival gangs. They called her a Lady of Action. A citywide campaign against biker gangs resulted in several infractions of the law. Not one to be bullied, she organized demonstrations in opposition to the government's attack on the Hells Angels. The horror known as Tara Tornado Thompson comes in at number 1. For the Hells Angels, Tara was an attractive recruit because of her strong personality and her inability to back down from a fight. She quickly gained friends at the club due to her outspoken nature. Tara was an effective leader because of her candor and the confidence it gave to her followers. Tara has earned the nickname the Tornado due to her unpredictable demeanor. One of her best moments was when she fought a rival gang with unshakable dedication. The Hells Angels took their cue from Tara and attacked the opposing team head-on, resulting in a resounding victory. Tara was always under surveillance by law enforcement due to her violent nature. Someone was always watching her. Tara avoided being captured because she was always adapting her strategy. Their hidden acts of defiance, perseverance, and commitment challenge expectations in ways that capture the imagination and dispel prejudices. These bold women are icons inside the illustrious biker gang. Who among them did you like the most and why? Do let us know in the comments below.